What we know about Capcom Cup is about to change. Let me explain. You see, we currently have 15 players qualified for the upcoming Capcom Cup for players competing for $2 million in prizing. We have 3 from the offline premieres we've had, which concludes the offline CPT season, aside from the last chance qualifier, and also another 12 from the online premieres, which we've had across every region. And when we take a look at the characters represented by these players that are qualified for Capcom Cup, we get an idea of how the meta is currently shaping up for the upcoming Capcom Cup. You see here, the number represents the number of players representing the character that is currently in Capcom Cup. So one for, Chun-Li, Jury, JP, Zangief, Rashid, Guile, Dalsim. We have 2 DJ players and 2 Luke players. And up at the top, currently 4 Ken players. So currently, Ken is the top dog as far as Capcom Cup representation goes. Now, of course, these players have plenty of time to prepare secondaries or switch to mains prior to the tournament, but these are the main characters that the players who qualified were using at that time when they did qualify. However, things are about to change as of the time of this recording, because over the next 2 weeks, we have 20 players who are going to qualify via various World Warrior regional finals happening all over the world. Where can you watch this? Where can you get this information? Well, that has been a problem. Super Yen here put together an amazing spreadsheet which helps conglomerate where all these events are happening. Because remember, the World Warrior events are the series of tournaments that happen across multiple regions, where we have 5 ranking tournaments in each region where the players compete for points, and then the top 8 players for that region at the end of the 5 tournaments will go on to compete in the regional finals for that, and whoever wins that regional finals will go into Capcom Cup. And these are all owned and operated by independent tournament organizers all over the world. So this spreadsheet here that Super Yen put together is really useful. It shows the time, the place, and a little bit of context about where all these World Warrior regional events will be happening, because dreams will be made and crushed over the next 2 weeks, and the vast majority of the qualifiers for the upcoming Capcom Cup will occur in this 2-week period. As of recording this right now, it's November 17th, in America here. It's in a few hours. Japan is going to be beginning their World Warrior regional finals, and one of the 2 spots that's available for Japan will be decided by this tournament. So there's going to be a lot of important action, extremely important tournaments happening all over the world. And yeah, it's very hard to keep up. I mean, we have events like Japan here. If you look at the players who are qualified for this regional finals: Fudo, Tokido, Kabe, Moke, Kakadu, Yamaguchi, Fenrich, Kazunoko. Extremely brutal region. Nemo was there trying his hardest to get in, but couldn't quite make it. And it's even more brutal when you realize the way the format works this year. The top 4 players will start the regional finals in Winterside. The bottom 4 here will automatically be in losers. So it's extremely cutthroat. We have other regions like US East. World Warrior event number 5 to determine the final placing on the leaderboards is happening right now as I record. But then in 2 weeks, they're going to play their regional finals. And players like Knuckledew, Punk, Mena, Bananacan, Idom are all going to be competing for one of the only 2 spots that their region gets. Yes, this region has Knuckledew, Bananacan, Idom, Mena RD, Punk, and only 2 players out of this region will make it into Capcom Cup, aside from one of them potentially taking the LCQ. So it's extremely cutthroat. These spots are extremely important. And of course, we have regions like US Midwest. I'm in there on the loser side. I'm going to be competing tomorrow after this recording to see if I can make a miracle happen and sneak into Capcom Cup. And it's not just these marquee regions with, a lot of the top tier characters. The cast and the makeup of Capcom Cup is definitely going to change. Look at a region like Germany. The top 2 people in the leaderboard, Random and Semi, are a Minone and a Ryu player. So we're very likely to see a big shift in the character representation for what is going to be played at Capcom Cup after these 2 weeks. And remember, the vast majority of these spots, look at the schedule, it's mostly World Warrior regional finals. So we have all these online premieres. We will still have a trickle of these remaining after this 2-week period. But the World Warrior, it is do or die for all these regions. So there's going to be a lot of action going on. And if you're interested in that, I will link that spreadsheet in the description so that you can get an idea of where to watch these regional finals. Because let's be real, it's been very difficult for the average viewer to follow the CPT format this year. While I personally do like the World Warrior program because it allows you to compete within your region and to establish a sort of hierarchy and ranking system, and also gives a shot for people who are unable to travel to really show that they are the top representative from the region. And it's how players like Ending Walker were able to qualify for Capcom Cup in the previous Capcom Cup. Ending Walker, it was all online. He was a very young kid competing at the time and was unable to travel previously. He won every World Warrior event for the UK, qualified to the regional finals, and then ended up getting, I believe, 4th or 5th in the final Capcom Cup for Street Fighter V. So this program really does help bring out a lot of talent from regions and really gives an opportunity for players who wouldn't otherwise have that opportunity to compete or travel or, really shine and show off their skills to qualify for Capcom Cup and potentially make big waves. But it's no secret, it's been tough to follow. I mean, if you look at some of these stats we have here from Aliot Faye here, she compiled a few stats regarding the viewership for the Capcom Pro Tour. And you see here, the ones in orange are all of the online premieres, which were on the Capcom Fighters YouTube and Twitch channels. And the ones in separate colors are the offline premieres that were taking place. And, the online premieres, they definitely have a lot of varying viewership because it's been hard to follow a storyline and hard to really follow when these events are occurring. Remember, the online premieres are the one-shot regional qualifiers. Every region does have an online premiere and also a World Warrior regional final. So they kind of sporadically happen. There's not really like a storyline to follow, and a lot of people aren't able to keep up with when these are occurring. So the viewership tends to dip for these online premieres. The data is not too complete for the offline premieres, so like you look at the Twitch viewership, it seems really low for the offline premieres, but these don't take into account the fact that most of the viewership was on the Capcom Fighters JP streams at this time. I mean, these events were in Singapore and France. They weren't US-friendly hours, so vast majority of viewers were not watching on this channel, so the viewership was much higher for the offline premieres. But you can see that the online premieres are definitely suffering. And likewise, the regional finals, they're suffering as well. So we've already actually had a couple of qualifiers from the regional finals. You look at the spreadsheet. Mike X qualified for Canada West, and Nephew qualified for United States West through the World Warrior regional finals. Those already took place, and the viewership, not too good. I mean, it's scattered across different Twitch channels. Both of these happen to be on Level Up Live. But as you can see, the rest of these events, they're going to be run on the Twitch channel that the local TO running it for that region streams on. So there's a wide variety of streams you have to follow. I mean, the best bet would be to just go to the Street Fighter 6 section in the Twitch category around these times to look for the events themselves. But I don't blame anyone who's semi-interested in this and just having it all kind of go past them without them noticing, because it's very difficult to follow. So hopefully this improves in the future. There's a way to promote these events a lot better, or maybe have them streamed on the Capcom Fighters channels directly. But there's so many events happening, multiple on the same day. The landscape of what Capcom Cup will be is really going to be formed in these next 2 weeks. So I would hate for people who are interested in it to miss out because it hasn't been promoted well. So look out for this info and keep an eye out for how the Capcom Pro Tour will change over these next 2 weeks. That's all for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Catch you in the next one. Peace.